Happy Arvo. Well, not the happiest of Arvos, because an Australian news reporter at the LA riots covering the event was apparently shot by a rubber bullet. That's bad. That's embarrassing. I feel like this isn't the first time. Somehow I feel like this actually happened before. I don't know. I think this must be what I'm thinking of. This was from 5 years ago. As I was saying that, I was like, hasn't this happened before? It seems eerily similar to something that happened before. Australian TV crew struck by police in Washington 5 years ago.
You're outside the White House where Donald Trump is about to speak. It's getting a bit tense.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. We've just had to run about a block as police moved in. We've been fired at with rubber bullets. My cameraman has been hit. We've also seen tear gas being used.
There you
Here we
go.
go. They're moving through again. This is exactly what it looks like. Exactly
Why
what
is it always the Australian news reporters?
it looks like. We're the state.
I mean, it's god awful no matter which news reporters it is, but why is it always the Australian ones?
Oh,
Whoa.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Amelia, can you hear us?
Amelia, are you okay? Or your cameraman? Hello, Amelia. The police just charged
How bad does this make America look? I mean, oh my god.
Amelia and our 7 News cameraman.
And the
there,
fact that it's happened again.
looks like
Anyway, okay, let's do it. This one happened this time. I guess Carl's covering it, so at least there's that. That's the positive, like the silver lining. Carl's covering it, so that's nice. 9 News Australia, link down below. Check them out.
Chaos unfolding in LA is sending shockwaves across the globe. A very own US. The chaos unfolding in LA is sending shockwaves across the
Another cool remix.
globe. A very own US correspondent, Lauren Tomasi, was caught up in the mayhem, shot with a rubber bullet. Take a look.
After hours of standing off, this situation has now rapidly deteriorated. The LAPD moving in on horseback, firing rubber bullets at protesters, moving them on through the heart of LA. You just shot the.
You okay?
I'm good.
Doesn't matter how many times you watch it, right? Lauren joins us.
Jesus Christ. This is so embarrassing. I mean, you really have to wonder. You can only blame even negligence so many times. You know what I mean? Like, why did he aim it right at her? He's not even far away. You know, I would have thought it came from all the way over here. That would be bad enough, just indiscriminately firing a rubber bullet into the crowd. But this guy looks like he aims right. Yeah, that was directly at her. Fucking dipshit, dude. I'm sorry, but really? You're a goddamn idiot. Thanks a lot, bro. What are you doing? What is he doing? There's not even anybody approaching them. Why are you shooting a rubber bullet at an innocent foreign news reporter?
You just shot the.
You okay?
Now, who said that? I want to know who said that. Was that her cameraman? Good on him. My God. He immediately came to her defense.
I'm good.
It sounds like she is okay. She says, I'm good, almost laughing. Good sports, you guys are.
Doesn't matter how many times you watch it, right?
Because those things can really hurt from what I've seen. That's an understatement.
Right, Lauren
They can blind you.
joins us live now from LA. Lauren, I mean, I think we were all so shocked and so deeply troubled by what happened to you yesterday. How are you feeling this morning?
Morning, Sarah and Carlos. I'm good, thank you.
And that was the first time I'd seen this, by the way. I've been waiting to react to that. And wow, that was worse than I thought it would be.
I have a bit of a bloody big old bruise and it's a little bit sore, but I am all okay, thank you.
Hey, can you
Wow, what a good sport. My God.
talk us through just, it was obviously it's been a big couple of days,
Yeah.
but it seemed to me that escalated. And talk us about to what happened before and then during it after.
Yeah, I mean, we were reporting on the Today Show all morning the situation on the ground in downtown LA. My cameraman Jimmy and I had started by that detention centre in downtown LA, and there was, a few skirmishes here and there and a little bit of chaos moments as we went throughout the morning, but it was about 5 o'clock local time when there were suddenly just thousands of protesters on the streets of downtown LA, and we felt that presence of the LAPD and law enforcement really ramp up. Jimmy and I went live. We were doing a cross into the program. And police started pushing their way up the street. They'd begun firing tear gas canisters and those rubber bullets, and we moved onto the sidewalk and really tried to stay out of the way. What you saw, that report, was at the end of that live cross. We'd moved off to the side of the road. We were at the side of police. I had my back to those LAPD officers. I was really focused on the camera and, finishing that report, telling what was happening. And I got hit. Jimmy scooped me up and we made our way out of there as quickly as possible.
What a disturbing moment when you see him kind of look at her and then aim and shoot.
I
mean, he's either... I don't know what to say. I don't know what to make of that. Like, no matter what you make of it, it's bad,
bit of a shock.
Oh, I mean, it's a tremendous shock, Lauren, and you were just doing your job, right? And we've been in awe of your coverage for the past few days and how incredibly difficult those circumstances are for you. We know it was tense. I mean, those circumstances that you found yourselves in for that...
it looks better than the coverage most of the Americans are giving, She's really right up there on the front lines.
Report specifically seemed to be somewhat calmer, and then all of a sudden, he turned and fired at you. It just seems so out of place and so bizarre. Have you managed to, has there been any explanation? Have you been able to sort of gain any intel on how that happened, why that happened?
No, I mean, where we were standing, it felt like things had calmed down a little bit after that big, chaos of moving up the street. And we'd found a moment where police were still standing off there, but it had calmed for a moment. The police were standing still, and that is why we stepped off to the side. We weren't in a group of protesters or anything. We were with other media. I think you can see a cameraman walk behind me in the middle of that shot. So, look, we were doing our best to report what was happening from the scene in the safest way we possibly could. And Jimmy and I were listening to everything the LAPD had been saying to us.
But also, you're balancing a lot there, and you've also got protesters who are furious with you. And for the most part, over the last couple of days, I've seen you in every circumstance be calm and talk.
This is just crazy. I can't believe that. I just keep reflecting on it, like, what the hell is going on? I mean, that's just straight up assault, obviously. I mean, I don't know. It's just unbelievable to me.
Talk to these people. You've also been fearlessly unbiased. So that's reporting both sides of it. And then out of the blue...
It really just makes me mad to see the government unprovoked, cast violence onto innocent people, let alone a news reporter.
You get lined up.
Yeah.
Is that how... I mean, you're low...
I mean, talk about, as far as freedom of the press, that's about as far away as you can get. Shooting the press with rubber bullets, basically saying, get out of here. Don't film this. Don't cover this. I mean, that's the only thing I can take away from it, because it looked like he purposely aimed right at her. So I don't know what else to take away from it.
I know you. You're loath to be part of this story. But in a way you are, and it's going to have reaction and ramifications across America. That's how bad the situation is in LA right now.
Look, I feel embarrassed, quite frankly. I really don't want to.
I mean, that dude should absolutely be stripped down and shot with 55 rubber bullets. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Be the story as part of this. We were just on the ground.
Maybe 60.
trying to do our job. I was there. You know, Jimmy and I were doing our best to bring to Australia what is unfolding on the streets of LA, and it's a really unfortunate thing that has happened. And I think, you know, as a journalist, we want to be there telling the story. I think, you know, it's a really crappy thing that's happened, but I really don't want to be the story here. It is, you know, a really chaotic situation that's unfolding in Los Angeles.
I mean, Lauren, you've got so much grace, and as Carl said, we know that about you, and none of us ever want to be the story. You want to be reporting on the facts and what's unfolding in front of you, and you do that so well, and you've brought that to our audiences, as we said, for days now, and we take our hats off to you because you've been doing an incredible job. And yeah, just the way that officer turned and pointed at you and targeted you with your back to him, I mean, it's unforgivable. And
It is unforgivable. I mean, at the very least, he needs to be stripped of his badge. That's my honest opinion. You're either incompetent or actively tyrannical. So you need to be stripped of your badge, kicked out, and probably sued by her for some damages and more things. I don't know.
we really feel for you, and you know.
I mean, you can't just do that. You don't have any right to do that to some innocent person any more than anybody else does. You know what I mean? If she did that to him, if she pulled out a rubber bullet gun and shot the cop, well, you can imagine what would happen. So there's no difference between that and what he did to her, in my opinion. So
we thank you for your grace, frankly.
Lauren, you're going to be part of this story now ongoing. Do you have any reservations?
I mean, I think that it's so important that, you know, journalists are out there doing our job, and we've got to keep on doing that. It's, you know, no journalist wants to be the story, and certainly I hope that, you know, we can move on from that and, you know, focus what is unfolding, you know, throughout America. It's a really tense situation at the moment. The sense on the ground is so tense, and, you know, I just want to move on, and I will get back out there and keep on reporting it.
All right.
good for her.
Right, good on you, Lauren. It's good to talk to you. And look, speak for yourself when you say you don't want to be the story.
That's quite brave.
I'm, you know, happy to be the story any day of the week.
Guys, I do have to tell you though, I've
I
had
knew Carl wouldn't be able to keep it serious the whole time.
some lovely people reach out, and one of the phone calls I didn't expect to get today was actually from the Italian consulate. Ciao, Lauren. Tomasi, you might have gathered, is actually an Italian name. And yeah, so the Italians have checked in on me, which was a really lovely moment. So.
What was he asking if you were single or something?
Oh,
No, you know the Italians, they always see an angle.
Hopefully he offered you some tiramisu at the very least.
Asking me out for some pasta.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Hey, job
incredible,
well
Lauren.
done, and we'll keep watching because it's such an important story and doing a terrific job. Thank you.
Why is the Australian embassy not saying anything about this? I don't know. Well, that was embarrassing. That was very embarrassing. That actually makes me quite mad. I'm glad she wasn't hurt worse or anything, obviously, but she shouldn't have been hurt at all. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.